The problem of creation, the problem of matter, of physical existence. For the Gnostics, is it good or bad? It's bad. And in a profound sense, sexual morality is part of an entire worldview. What I want you to come away with is something deeper than just what the Christian sexual rules were. I want you to see that the rules that prevail of sexual morality are deeply embedded in the early Christian worldview. And the controversies over sexual morality are part of a broader struggle over the worldview of early Christianity. Early Christian sexual morality is controversial. Like so much else, there is a great deal of discussion and debate within the early church about what constitutes proper sexual behavior. And these debates are bound up with other debates about the nature of the cosmos. That's because sexual morality is so fundamental to one's approach, orientation to life. There are deep movements within early Christianity that fundamentally reject the positive value of sexual experience. The Genesis account is again part of the controversy. Orthodox Christians, do they accept Genesis? Yes. Is the creation good in Genesis? Yes. Are humans created as sexual beings in Genesis? This actually becomes a controversy, these sorts of questions, but somewhat later. For now, let's just say that in the Genesis account, sexual involvement, marriage, procreation are part of God's order. There'll be some debate about whether in the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve were going to have sex. This is the sort of thing that early Christian theologians debate. But there's no doubting what God says to Adam and Eve. Be fruitful and multiply. What does that mean? Have children. It's a divine imperative. Gnostics reject Genesis, so they can equally reject that command. And indeed, it seems that many do. Gnostic theology, Gnostic accounts of creation, Gnostic mythology is inherently ascetic. It rejects the idea that God is the creator of the world and that humans should participate in procreation, that humans should be fruitful and multiply. Indeed, Gnostics will say, what kind of God will tell his creatures to marry, to be involved in sex? So these kinds of questions about sexual morality are bound up in larger debates about Christian theology. The early church almost immediately faces questions about what sexual morality is to be accepted within the church. And there are different strands of influence that lead to the formulation of a distinctly Christian sexual morality. I would say an orthodox sexual morality. Let me give you a preview of where the most important passages are. All of this comes to a head. All of this is, the controversy is centered around one crucial passage. There are other important passages, but there's one passage that will utterly dominate Orthodox Christian thinking about proper sexual morality. 1 Corinthians chapters 5 through 7 are at the very center of Christian debates about Orthodox sexual morality. They're the place where Paul talks more extensively than anywhere else about how Christians should behave. And I want you to notice several features of what Paul says in 1 Corinthians. One is that 1 Corinthians is a letter. It's a letter that Paul writes to a community of Christians in the city of Corinth. And the letter of Paul to the Corinthians is important because it shows us an early Christian community grappling with basic questions about how it is to exist in the world. They are facing controversy, argument within their community over a range of things, like can we eat meat that was sacrificed to idols? Should we marry? What are the rules that govern sexual morality? So one, this is a letter in response to controversy. Two, the letter of 1 Corinthians is part of the context of the Gentile mission. And this is fundamental. This is always in the background of early Christian thought. What are the rules that Jews obey, and do the Gentile converts have to obey them?